YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with some more 2019 NFL record predictions. We're almost through all the teams. We did plenty of them already. We just got the NFC West to do here, and today's video is for the LA Rams. And again, if you haven't seen any other ones, they're up on the channel in a playlist. And we got three more teams after this. Then we'll predict the playoffs, the Super Bowl, and we got plenty more NFL predictions on the way. Also covering the NBA draft. At this point of these videos, I like to break down my thoughts on the team. And I think, defensively, I think the Rams got better. They had a really good draft. I really like the addition of Taylor Rapp, even though they added Eric Weddle. I think Taylor Rapp gets on the field a lot. It's a guy that can play in the box or he can play deep safety. So I like Taylor Rapp instantly in his career. So that's a big addition. They drafted quite a few pass rushers last year. We know they're lacking pass rush from the outside linebacker spot, but they had Clay Matthews, and they drafted a few guys last year. I expect a guy like Okoronkwo from Oklahoma last year to step up. So excited to see who kind of steps up. They also drafted Kaiser for the inside too. So a lot of young guys that can step up. The D-line, without Sue, maybe they can bring him back. So maybe it takes a little bit of a hit, but they still got the best in football and Aaron Donald. Offensively, really the only thing that worries me about this team going, Super Bowl long run is really the offensive line because they lost Saffold. They didn't bring Sullivan back to actually cut him. And then Whitworth is, he's still really good, but he's not going to get any better at his age, and he might not have that long. I know they drafted a few guys last year that are going to have to step up, but there could be some struggles. And then we saw Goff towards the end of the season, when he was under pressure, he wasn't playing his best ball. So I worry about that a little bit, but still, we know this is a top-tier team. And again, another guy that they drafted I really like is Darrell Henderson. Talked about Todd Gurley not being able to play maybe a full season. Maybe they want to save him for the playoffs this year, unlike they did last year, kind of do the opposite. They have Darrell Henderson that can really, play during the regular season at a high level and during the playoffs. So I like him a lot. He's my number 2 running back in the class. So I really like the way they drafted. That's going to help them take that next step, which would be a Super Bowl victory because they made it to the Super Bowl last year, obviously. Right before we get started, 20K is our subscriber goal. We're almost there thanks to the great support out there. Really appreciate you guys. If you don't subscribe to us, I would recommend you do so because we have daily sports videos specialized in the NFL. We're also covering the NBA draft. But every single day we have at least one video. And there's our Twitter. We answer any questions you guys have on there. We have polls asking you guys what you think about different NFL topics. Clicking the like button, we much appreciate as well. Let's get on to the actual predictions. So they're playing the Panthers week 1, and I always talk about how week 1 is very, very unpredictable. Random things happen in week 1. People overreact from it. So really the Panthers could win this game, but even though random things happen in week 1, I still got to make the best possible pick here, and I think the Rams are the better team. The Panthers, maybe that's a team you'd rather play later than earlier because they could be healthy then. Yeah, it could go either way, really, because is Cam Newton going to be ready? And we expect him to, but if he is he 100% yet? So, a lot of injury concerns with the Panthers, really, I guess, and there's some holes they need to fill. I like the Rams in that one. Saints at the Rams. I'm picking the Saints in this one. I'm pretty confident about this. Talked about it in the Saints video I did. The bad call. That's how the NFL deals with things. The officials, they're gonna make sure the Saints get the right calls here and get what they're due. And that's not how it should be done, but I think that'll happen. I've seen the NFL do that plenty of times, so that's really why I'm predicting. I think the Saints get their revenge too, but it's almost like the NFL owes the Saints something here, and that's just really how it works, whether people disagree with it or not. And then week 3, the Rams play the Browns. I actually picked the Browns in the Browns video, and I'm going to stick to it. And the Browns get one here. So the Rams with a little shaky start, and we could start at this point to see some overreactions during the regular season. But they can get it together. We'll see. They got the Buccaneers in LA. I like the Rams there. Seattle on Thursday night. Tough to play in Seattle on Thursday night. Division game. I'll pick the Seahawks for that one. But I like them over the Niners. The Falcons versus the Rams, I think that's a pretty even matchup. I think both offenses are I think pretty even for this year. Last year the Rams were much better, but I think the Falcons could step it up this year. It's a pretty even matchup, and usually when it's that close, I try to find, who has the edge, but I think the home team gets the edge here. So the Falcons win that. 3-4 start, not so good. But they can figure it out. Home against the Bengals, I like them there. Against the Steelers, I like them there. I don't like the matchup for the Steelers. I think the Rams can get those turnovers and obviously outscore them. Against the Bears, I think they get their revenge on the Bears this year. That was a real close game and just a terrible, terrible game for Goff. Both quarterbacks, really, but for it was whatever quarterback played worse lost the game, and Goff played worse. That's what I felt like what happened there. So we can see another one of those types of games, but this time in L.A. Instead of in the cold at Soldier later in the season. I like the Rams. Rams. Monday night, I like the Rams here. Primetime home game against the Cardinals. I like the Rams there, even though they're away, and they're not going to get swept by the Seahawks, so I like them there. Against the Cowboys, it seemed like in that playoff game, the Rams could have. It didn't need to be that close, and they let it kind of be close, so maybe they can execute better, because if they do, they are the better team in this match. They're possibly the better team in the long run, but in terms of this matchup, it favors the Rams, so they just got to completely finish the game, execute. We'll see if Gurley's in at that point. You know, I'd imagine they start to save him, but I really like Darrell Henderson. At San Francisco, they went on a streak here, but I finally have them losing here. The Niners, depending on their health, you know, it could be good to play the Niners down here because they were not healthy last year, but it seems like a different team that's beat up, different few teams that are really beat up every year. So there's a good chance they could be healthy. But you never know. They were really beat up last year, so that's a little scary. And I like the Rams over the Cardinals. So I got them going 11-5. It's a tough schedule, tough start. They'll lose some games here and there. You know, kind of going back and looking, they can beat the Browns. They'll lose one of the Seahawks. And it's possible they can win that. The Falcons, they can win. So really those games they can win. I mean, the Saints, but I just don't see it because of the circumstances. But I have them winning against the Seahawks. I had them going on a big streak too. So I think 11-5 is good. This team's built for the playoffs, so they can possibly be better in the playoffs, even better in the playoffs, depending on, you know, the thing that scares me is that offensive line. You know, can it protect Goff? Because when he's under pressure, he did not play good last year. He did not play good at all. But I still believe in him. Still got some upside. If they just keep him protected, he's going to ball out. We've seen his moments last year look like MVP form at times, you know. Against the Vikings defense. I just remember that game where everyone's thinking Goff's the MVP. So he's capable. We know he's capable. So I got 11-5. We'll see what I have them doing in the playoffs. We're almost to that playoffs and Super Bowl predictions. I'll also get the other Goat House members to join me here and we'll get their predictions. So it's real good. Here at the Goat House, we get to see multiple different perspectives. So hopefully some of the people that don't really agree with me, maybe they agree with one of those guys. So that's pretty cool. And then we got plenty of videos on the channel, plenty more to come. That's going to do it for this one, though. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thanks for their support. Goodbye.